And good afternoon. I am Tracy Sinclair here at Alaska's News Source. And today on Skywatch, we got a lot going on. We had some beautiful clear skies early this morning, and over the next couple of days, we should be able to see the stars. Maybe some aurora, but we should see the stars pretty well over the next few days. So let's take a look at what we've got on our agenda for today. Shouldn't take too long. We're going to look at some of the planets that are on the rise and the winter stars. Next week, we do have a partial lunar eclipse coming through, and most of Alaska has a really good chance. In fact, all of Alaska has a good chance to see this. And of course, the aurora. We're going to have some of our best pictures from the month of this aurora. So let's start with those stars. If you're getting out and about to look at the stars when it's clear, right as sunset, they're not stars. Obviously, you can see Venus will be low on the horizon to the east, but you can also see Saturn and Jupiter. And over the next couple of nights, the next 3 nights precisely, you will see the moon kind of move past Saturn and Jupiter as it gets higher and higher in the sky. And this is the time that we're also seeing our winter stars return. What do we mean by that? That's basically the stars that we see during the winter months. For Alaska, that one of those will be the constellation Taurus, of course, which is the bull, and Orion, one of my favorite constellations because it is easy to find. You have those distinctive 3 stars in Orion's belt. This morning I went out looking right at about 7 o'clock, so even in the early morning hours you have a chance to get out and do a little bit of stargazing. I looked straight up and of course saw Ursa Major was there. A little bit to the west saw Gemini and Pollux and Castor, really clear in the sky. You can see those twin stars. And then to the west I saw Arcturus. I didn't really know this star until this morning, but it is one of the brightest stars in the sky. In fact, I thought it was a plane, but it was actually a star, not a planet, which usually when we see a bright star, it turns out to be a planet. This is actually one of the brightest stars in the sky, and it is a red giant. So really amazing things to get up and watch. A little bit that you can see early in the evening. As I said, check out the planets, but in the early morning hours, you're going to want to look for Orion and Taurus. So really cool constellations in the sky. Starting up next week, though, we do have a really cool lunar eclipse that is going to be coming through. Now, this is not a full lunar eclipse. It is only a partial lunar eclipse. But on Thursday night, this is next Thursday, the 18th, going into the 19th, Thursday night at about 9:02, you should be able to see just a hint. The penumbral eclipse will begin. Then at 10:18 is when you'll actually be able to see the Earth's shadow starting to cross over onto the moon. The maximum eclipse will hit at 12:02 Friday morning, and then just at the end of that, you'll start to see that little bit of the moon start to reappear, and this takes it all the way through 1:47 a.m., and then the penumbral eclipse ends at 3:03 a.m. All of Alaska has a chance to see this in its full glory. That is, of course, if the weather holds. We'll have to keep watch on that. They say it's only a partial eclipse, but really it is covering 97%. The Earth's shadow will cover 97% of the moon. So really just a little sliver of the moon is going to be showing up. Probably won't get that red color that we see during those total lunar eclipses, but still very cool to get out and watch. And I promised you some aurora. We've had some great aurora in the last 10 days, so we're going to show a little bit of that off. I was really excited about this. Check out this picture of the aurora. It looks like a face looking down, and this was taken by Cheryl Nashukpuk, and we really appreciate you sending in that photo. Of course, we did get a few videos that came through our area as well. The aurora has just been showing up nicely across much of Alaska. This was sent to us by Margie Walcott, and very active aurora. Not a lot of clear sky here in South Central on those really good auroral nights. So we've kind of been missing it, but other parts of the state have been getting to see some of this fabulous aurora. And don't forget, when you get photos and video of the aurora that you want to share, I'm going to show you how to do that at the end. This was taken by Mary Katzen and Todd Patton, and this was right around the Denali area. They were saying it was just all over the sky. Every direction that you looked, there was aurora. And pretty active as well. Love to see those purples in there. Now we are starting to see more and more aurora. We're on the peak of solar activity. We're heading toward that. So we should get to see more aurora over the next several years, at least 2 or 3 more years. We're going to see the aurora opportunities rise. So just some amazing. Mary and Todd, thank you so much for sending that in to us here at alaskasnewssource.com. And I have one more. This video is almost done. We're going to switch over to, this was sent to us by Eliana Elliott. That is a gorgeous photo of the aurora. Really a nice image. Love to see your photos, love to see your pictures, and there is a really easy way for you to send them to us. You can go to alaskasnewssource.com, and when you go there, up at the top of the banner, there is a Submit Photos and Videos link. If you click on that, you will get this page that shows you our different categories, and there is an aurora category. So if you scroll down just a little bit, you can see there is Elliott's photo right there, and that's where you would add media and show us your best photos and videos of the aurora as they happen. Looking at the forecast doesn't look great for the next several days till about the 15th. Then it looks like it's going to get active again. So it looks like we have a couple pretty quiet nights of aurora before we start to see that activity pick up again. At least we hope it picks up again in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for joining us here on Skywatch Alaska. Have yourself a great day and keep looking to the stars.